Izzy here, and I am sitting in the floor instead of sitting in my chair. Getting really tired of sitting all the time, and maybe you're having that experience too, where we keep feeling just this mental weight of sitting so much and of almost waiting, and this feeling like we've been almost put in time out from the world with COVID. And it tends to pull away our joy and our playfulness, and it tends to pull away all of our ability to move forward because we feel like we're being pushed and stopped and held down to stay in place, because those are words that we keep hearing. So I urge you to use this time to mentally choose as if you had taken time off work. If you had chosen to be at home, if you had chosen to have a little bit more of a calmer life, if you had chosen to cook more of your own food and try to restrict things a little bit more for your own self-growth, how would you be showing up? How would you be participating different? Maybe you would be trying to learn new things. And if you are learning new things due to COVID, please comment those. I'm curious to see what everyone is doing with their time, especially as we've moved into this prolonged time and we are starting to make shifts to go back, but at the same time, there's still a lot of uncertainty. So we are doing a shred, a cleanse right now, and we're shedding all of our bad habits and we're bringing in the positive habits. So we are no alcohol, no dairy, no sugar, no caffeine, and we also have peak times to eat. And we have exercise, gentle exercise. We're just working on getting our movement in. This is not, when you're doing a cleanse, you really should not be doing extreme exercise. You should be taking it gentle, getting in your 10,000 steps and doing some more restorative work. And also what's super beneficial when you're doing a cleanse and you have a strict schedule is all those cravings that come up. Now for me, I did the pre-cleanse, so it made it a little bit easier with the cravings this time. I've also found that I'm in more of a routine, and when I'm in more of a routine, I have less cravings. I don't know if you find that to be true for you. Stress has definitely been up in those moments of peak stress. I often find myself going to the cabinets and going to the fridge, and I'm like, no, I can't eat any of this stuff right now. I have very specific times that I eat, and I have exactly what I'm supposed to eat during those times. So when I go to the kitchen to get that snack, I know that that's not what I'm doing right now, and that's not part of the plan. So that's one reason why this cleanse is a little bit different. It's not a juice. You get to eat. No one is starving on the cleanse that I do. In fact, you have specific things to eat, but especially at lunchtime, other than you get 1 cup of rice if you absolutely need it at lunch, and lunch only. And other than that, you can eat as much vegetables as you want during lunch. You're not going to go hungry on this cleanse. What you are going to do is you're going to reset. You are resetting for positive habits. You are resetting emotional and habitual responses to eat. I'm amazed. I have had no coffee, no chocolate, no sugar, no chips or any of these snack foods or cookies or anything. I haven't had any, and I'm feeling great. I'm feeling clarity, actually. So I've noticed I am working on projects with less resistance. I'm not overthinking quite as much. I'm allowing myself a little bit more calm and pause as I move through things. And it feels almost magical doing the cleanse this time. And I find that every time I do a cleanse is a little bit different, but especially during this time of year, I find it's easier because we're transitioning into a lot of the foods that work really well on a cleanse first off, and you can still get outside and move. As we move into the more winter months, I will be shifting some of the protocols because we're doing the cleanse every single month, every month. And when you sign up for it, you get access to do it 4 times. You're going to get a lot of guidance on that first one, check-ins on the second one, the third one, and the fourth one. You are getting a lot. So for someone to do this, like if you got with another coach that was doing something similar, it would be thousands of dollars for the amount of support that you are getting for this cleanse. That being said, I'm also adjusting it as we move into different months. So as we move more into winter, we still will continue with gentle movements. However, you might not be able to go outside and walk as much. So we may be doing more like heating exercises in home. We do breathing exercises. And as we move into winter months too, it's really good to practice more meditation than it is necessarily going out and doing CrossFit or whatnot. So in the winter time, as we come into that season, know that is a reflective season. That is a time that we should be thinking about what we've done well, what we can improve on, what our goals are, and spending more time in thought and reflection and meditation versus now. Now in the fall is harvest time. So our bodies are adapted to wanting to get hands in, to get the movement in, because our ancestors would most likely be farming and harvesting all the crops. It would be a time of peak season versus summer is that low and spring is that high. So we have this very rhythmic cycle that we should be taking as we do cleanses, and we shift our diets, and we shift our exercise, and we shift how we participate in life with people and with our own practices as well. So keeping that in mind as you move through this. No matter when we do the cleanse though, this amount of mindset is super important. How we view everything, how we observe ourselves is super important. So for me to notice, oh, I just went to the kitchen because I wanted a snack and I hadn't, what just happened? What triggered me to do that? At what moments? And I noticed like when my son was starting to like really bother me and I wanted to like escape this inner chaos that was happening, I was going to the kitchen instinctively looking for comfort. And of course I had to pull away and I had to tell myself no, or I just grabbed some more water. And I was aware then that, okay, now I know after the cleanse is over, whenever that happens, I need to watch myself and I need to be aware of that. As well as if I'm getting anxious or getting irritated, I kept going to the kitchen. So it's really important to notice what is triggering our behaviors. And for us to be able to stop ourselves and say, oh, I'm having a craving right now. Is this craving habitual? Is it emotional? Am I trying to avoid something? Is something upsetting me right now? What is upsetting me right now? So it can create a ton of self-development, and then we can go, oh wow, like this is something I really need to work on. I need to find a new technique for when that is happening. So when I was trying to work and he was trying to know me, so I shifted. And instead I went and did my hair and I did my makeup and I let him throw his tantrum because I didn't need to focus on anything particularly at that moment. So I was able to shift and go do something else that I needed instead of just blow up at him, which would have been easy to do. But he was upset and he was having his moment. So for me, that was very insightful. Now, some of the big perks, woohoo! I lost 2 pounds in 4 days. 2 pounds in 4 days in a very healthy way. I was not starving myself. I was giving myself all the nutrition I needed. What I did do is I followed a schedule. I ate meals that were better processed at certain times. I drank lots of water. I did movements and breathing that was going to promote not only my stress management, but also my digestive system. And so as I got the digestive system fired up, moving, and ready to go, then I was losing the weight. Now, I don't like that word in case you've heard any of my stuff, but that is the common word. So I was able to let go of some weight. I was able to let go of it because I don't want it back. I let go of it. And so that's what we really need to be focusing on anytime we do a cleanse or we take some time to heal. Healing requires releasing. So we need to release all the emotions, the junk that we've been holding on to. Your intestines can hold like 10 pounds of just waste that needs to be out of there. And that's toxins that are building up into our system, and they're making our energy go down, and they're making us feel frumpy and crabby, and making us not want to exercise. Not only that, but it's damaging our microbiome, our gut, our, all those probiotic things that we might be trying to get. It's damaging that. And whatever is happening in your gut is also translating to your brain. Yes, your gut is actually your first brain. And so here in the gut, we're feeling a lot of stuff, and then we feel it in our heart, and then we feel it in our head, which ironically is exactly how the chakras work in yoga explanation of how this works. So the chakras are just the yogic form of how our body works. It's not some voodoo magic. Well, I mean, it is kind of magical, but it's not something like super esoteric in all ways. It very much ties in with our nerve branches in our body. And it's really interesting, like when we do grounding work and we're really working on being in the present moment, working on responding instead of reacting. Although we want to get out of our animalistic mindset, like getting into our lower chakras, getting into more of our grounding, feeling more connected and present in our body, which a lot of us tend to avoid. Feeling in your body, feeling emotions, and like being in the moment and feeling gratitude is extremely grounding, and it allows us to feel very human. But we can also have a very spiritual experience by being in our body, because we're allowing the mind and the body to connect. Now, sometimes we can be in our body and completely be disconnected from the mind, and sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes it's not. I'll let you be the judge of that. There's also, when we're in our head and we're disconnected from our body, we can feel like we're floating. We can feel like we're almost dizzy, that we can feel like we don't belong. And we want to get out of that part, and we want to be able to drop into the body and allow ourselves to fully experience. So we can experience the moment, we can bring in the gratitude, we can understand fully what's going on in the moment. We get this like ninja quality where it's like, these snap reactions because we're fully participating. So that is huge. It's huge. And we can snap out of this survival technique where a lot of times we get all in our head. And that would be beneficial, right? If you were in the jungle and a tiger's chasing you and you're tripping and you're falling and you're scraping your knee and all these things are happening, you wouldn't want to feel your body the whole time. You would want to be in your head. You would want to be scanning. You would want to be slightly disconnected so that you could do that. But that's survival mode. Survival mode. Do we want to be in survival mode all the time? No, because if we're in survival mode all the time, most likely your digestion is stopping, and we need rest and digest. We need it. We need rest and digest. when you rest, your body will digest. You need sleep at night. You need recovery time. You need time to just be in life and appreciate and feel the moment. So when we are more in rest and gratitude and just almost that playful childlike quality where we get to see everything for the first time and just find joy in the moments, our digestion improves. Now, when our digestion improves, we feel more energy. We feel like we can do more. We feel more focused and energetic and happy about life. So it's all feeding itself, okay? Lots of tips for the day. Lots of conversation. These are things I'm talking about all the time, and I could talk all day about. Oh my gosh, I could. So with meditation, with yoga therapy, with hypnotherapy, with business, leadership, change management, designing experiences. I get to do that. That's really fun. Really thinking about how people get to experience something. How many times have you gone into a restaurant or something and like the experience is what you remember, right? Or you get to do something and it's the experience, how you were welcomed, how you were greeted, how you were made to feel. So I love getting into what make people feel certain ways and how can we change how we feel? How can we show up in life and make life an experience? How can we design our own life experience? What is it that you want to experience in life? Are you one that when you go on vacation, you want to plan everything on the vacation? Or are you one that wings it? Have you been on a vacation where everything is planned and it's planned for your like optimal fun? That's why cruise ships do so well. Cruise ships do so well because they have this whole experience drawn out. Now, don't get me wrong, sometimes we do just need to do nothing. I am a big promoter of that. What was it, one person I was following? Yes, it's all about this. And Deb, you are so good about the experience. Oh my gosh, you are, very much. I was following this one guy and, oh gosh, what he was saying? Him and his family, I think him and his son particularly, they just got dropped off into the forest for like 3 days or something. And they just allowed themselves to go into this very much just hunter-gatherer mode and connect with nature. And they had so much just like junk pop up in their head because there was no distractions. And I'm like, oh, that sounds tough, but that sounds amazing. I mean, who's gone? I think I only know maybe 2 or 3 of my friends that have actually done this, where you like go camping, like really go camping for a week with absolutely no communication, no technology, just doing it. It's so beneficial for us to be in nature, and it's such a beautiful time of year to do it. And especially with, COVID, this is a great time to go hiking with friends because you can keep your social distancing. You can be out and about. You can have a picnic. You could have your separate tents. There's so much possibility to socialize before winter hits. And this is where I love how we flow through this. And if we really fully show up in life and participate in life, it's amazing how the holidays so play in with this. Because really, we are supposed to be harvesting. And we're supposed to be reaping all of our rewards for this hard year. And allow yourself to go outside and play. Allow yourself to be with friends. Allow yourself to take it in, to soak it up. And then as we start to move into gratitude next month, allowing ourselves to reflect on all of those memories and to continue to celebrate them. And we're storytellers by nature. Like humans are storytellers. Just sit around and tell the stories as it moves into winter. As we move into winter, we can write the stories, record the stories, we can journal, we can meditate, we can reflect on our year and how beautiful it went and how we would like it to change for the following year. And we prepare for the spring. And the spring is when we would then implement, if you set January New Year's goals, you would implement those. I personally, I like to celebrate Samhain, or Samhain, whichever way you pronounce it. Different people pronounce it different ways. So November 1st is really when I do my new year, when I'm like, okay, these are my goals. And I get started, and this is, I feel like, the natural process. Like, we get started on our goals, and then we stop and we reassess them. And we're like, okay, how did that go so far? What else do I want to do? Maybe you sign up for some courses to take and you study during the winter time. And then spring hits and we're back up and we're working towards, being outside, socializing, planting our seeds. And then during the summer, as the crops are growing, we can get a rest and enjoy and have some relaxation time. And then we come back into the fall. So it's really beautiful to have this ebb and flow rather than just being go, go, go mode all the time. Oh my gosh. Like, that's when we get in survival mode, when we're in go, 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 and we don't schedule any time for our self-care. I've gotten to the point, if Deb, you're still watching, you will love this. I now schedule in my calendar when I'm going to do my nails, and I block off an hour so that I have that time to just be lazy, enjoy it, like do my cuticles, put my oils on, get my stuff ready, do my nails, and have that as some me time. I now have on Saturdays for 2 hours, as soon as I wake up, I have blocked off that I'm going to clean and organize. So every Saturday for 2 hours, that is clean and organize time. You have to schedule in what you want to do. I have my meditation blocked on my calendar and it reminds me. I have when I am going to eat blocked off and scheduled in my calendar. That way that have that consistency, that routine. And it's not that I can't ever deviate from it. It's there like a personal assistant. A personal assistant isn't meant to control your life and dictate what you do. They're not the boss of you. You are the boss of them, and they're there to assist you to make things easier. And that's what a routine and what a schedule can do for you, is it becomes your assistant in life to make sure that you get everything that you need, everything that you desire, right? We want to get that. So as we use that, and I can use these reminders, something fun might come up and I'm going to do that instead, of course. And I can always just drag and drop. And if I had something, I can reschedule it into another bit. But it helps make sure that I get done all the things I know I need to be the best version of me. And so I have a morning routine. There's at least 2 mornings out of the week that I don't follow it. Oh well, it's okay. It's still there. My notifications still go off and the world doesn't end. And just like right now, my little reminder's coming up. Don't forget to study to finish your change management certification. And I find I get more done too. If I tell someone I'm going to do something or create something and I'm like, that's probably going to take me about 3 hours. Where's that going to fit at in my schedule? So it keeps me from over-promising and under-delivering as well. All right, so I have gone on and on about so much stuff. If you'd like to join us in the cleanse, if you'd like to take the free meditation course, which I recommend, it's replays, it's pretty awesome. But you better snag that because that free one is going to be going away soon and there's going to be another replacement. And then a new meditation course is coming in to take its place. That will be a fee. So, make sure you're in the well-nourished group. If you're not in my well-nourished group, we talk about well-nourishment for your body, for your mind. We talk about nutrition, we talk about yoga. So it's everything that's going to nourish your energy, your emotions, your body, like how you have energy throughout the day versus your more, esoteric energy as well. So we're all over the board in that class or in that group, but it's all for your personal development. So a lot of personal development and how it interplays. Also, like if you're thinking about yoga school or diving into learning more about energy in general, get in that group because I'll be announcing a lot more upcoming stuff for the online yoga program that I'll be doing. And when you're in that group, I can also check in on you. So I have everyone that's in the group, and I can pick a few people every day or every week and just message and check in and see what your goals are and give you a little free coaching in all of that. So I love supporting people, and I love when we can get small wins, and I can point you in the right direction if you have questions. So FigLeaf.Yoga.com is where you can sign up for those courses, upcoming courses. You can also get on my email list. There will be hopefully some more consistent emails coming out as I start to share some of my stories and experiences. And I'm hopeful that I'll get my book finished by the end of the year. That's the game plan, is the book to be finished by the end of the year on abundant mindset and energy in our body, and how to be more productive, how to enjoy life, how to be happy. All right. Bye. Thanks for joining. Mwah, mwah, mwah.